can't stop shivering. I need to get in and out of the cold, like, soon. These toasty packs give off a lot of heat. Another part of that photo. Hello? Is anyone here? Doesn't sound like it. Wonder what this is. Looks like there's a phone number on it. Looks like something fits in here, but what? It's another piece of photo. Another part of that photo. The Rest of My Life by Julius McQuade. So once I get her attention by saying her name, I can give her commands. Ability to sort objects by scent. If she has an object in her mouth, she'll sniff, then drop the object near another object that has the same scent. Pinevale Hospital. Isis. Bark. Isis, bark, go. Another part of that photo. Possible sauropod scapula. Take to lab for precise ID. Ah, much better. I was really cold. Who's this from? Meet me in the sauna in the basement. I have some interesting information for you. A sauna sounds good to me. Yikes. Looks like Yanni has good reason to be so paranoid. Ah, something that Ollie has touched. Hello? Anybody here? These weren't here before. That birthmark below his eye looks very familiar. Hey, is someone out there? The door's... Whew, I'm getting really hot. Once I get all these pipes connected, I can turn on the cold water and cool this place off. If I can just get cold water running through these pipes... There, I may still be locked in, but at least I won't feel like a rotisserie chicken anymore.
Nancy!
Mr. Kessler, what are you doing down here?
I came down here looking for Ollie, but then I heard all this noise and thought I'd better check it out. Door got stuck again, huh? Say, you look kind of bedraggled. Are you all right?
I'm fine, and I'll be even better after you and I have a little talk.
Yeah, that's me. When I was a kid, this place was practically my second home. My late grandmother, Tilly Wentworth, used to own it.
So when you said this was the first time you've been here...
I lied. See, about 2 years ago, just before she died, my grandmother sold this place to Albert Moique without telling anyone in her family. From what I've heard about Moique, I'm pretty sure he bullied her into selling. I think he cheated her, and he cheated us, and that it's high time somebody...
Taught him a lesson by, say, putting Icicle Creek Lodge out of business?
I had nothing to do with that explosion, Lou's window, the food poisoning, the icy stairs. None of that stuff. You ask me, it's karma. The Moiques are just getting what's coming to them.
Since you used to spend so much time here, do you know if there's a way to get into Trapper Dan's Needle?
You know that pyramid thing on the table over there by the entrance to the dining room? If you fool around with it until nothing but pigs show on the outside, this compartment will open up and inside will be this round magnetic thing that used to be Trapper Dan's special master key. Just hold it up by the needle and a hidden door will pop open.
But I already opened up the pyramid and there was nothing inside.
There wasn't? Oh. Well, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
There's no other way to get into Trapper Dan's Needle?
You know, Grandma Tilly once told me that if you turn the top of the pyramid 45 degrees, Then fill all the boxes on the outside with one kind of animal, then another kind of animal, until you do that for all 4 animals. She said if you do that, you'd find a journal in there written by Trapper Dan himself.
Do you think it's still there?
I guess. I know I didn't take it out of there.
I'd better get going.
Okie dokie.
Daniel Weissnitz, better known as Trapper Dan, I'll bet. The first thing you need to do is crack my cipher below. Looks like the rest is in some kind of code. Try pulling on that rope above the vaults. It'll open up a surprise in the stairway up to the rooms in the lodge. Trapper Dan had way too much time on his hands.
You've reached the office of Dr. Nikki Sabatini, professor of geology at the University of Alberta, Camrose. The sound of the beep? No, disregard all that. I'm here. Who's this?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm staying at the Icicle Creek Lodge, and I recently came across some kind of device that had your phone number on it.
Describe the device.
Well, it has a spike on one end of it, and...
Well, I'll be darned. Where did you say you found it?
Well, actually, someone's dog was using it as a chew toy. She must have found it outside somewhere. You know what it is?
It's a geophone. Someone stole a whole crate of them from me when I was out on Skookum Ridge not too long ago.
Why were you on Skookum Ridge?
I was preparing to do a subsurface survey of the area using reflection seismology. I set up camp, stored all my equipment in a trailer, went into town for supplies, and when I came back, the trailer had been broken into, and all my geophones were gone. See, if you stick it in the ground, a geophone will detect seismic waves and turn them into electrical signals, which are then transmitted to a computer so they can be recorded and eventually interpreted. It lets geologists like me make maps of mineral deposits and such without doing any digging. I was going to be the first person to do a full geological survey of the Icicle Creek drainage and the ridges surrounding it. Got grant money and everything. The person who ripped off my equipment sure screwed that up for me. If I ever get my hands on him, oh!
When you say seismic waves, are you talking about earthquakes?
In a way. You see, the seismic waves that geophones detect are man-made. You detonate something on the surface of the ground, and the concussion creates seismic waves which bounce off different geological features differently, depending on the impedance of the feature. The reflected waves are what the geophones detect and transmit.
So, to put the geophones to use, you need to blow things up?
Correct.
That's interesting. So, if someone were looking for valuable mineral deposits, they might use geophones to do it?
If someone had the technical expertise, yes. Although reflection seismology is more typically employed to locate deposits of hydrocarbons, like oil and gas.
What types of mineral deposits are likely to be found around the Icicle Creek drainage?
All kinds of deposits. Silver, lead, uranium, molybdenum. I love saying that word, molybdenum. I think that's why I became a geologist. Just so I'd have a reason to say molybdenum. Anyway, if you come across any more of my geophones, or anything that would indicate who stole them, please let me know.
I will.
Good.
What do you know about dinosaur bones?
Precious little, I'm afraid. I know it's possible to find good specimens in Alberta, particularly in your area. But beyond that, paleontology's not really my thing. And all my paleo pals are currently off digging in the dirt on the other side of the world. So I'm afraid I can't refer you to anyone either.
Are dinosaur bones good for anything?
Other than studying? If you're a scientist, no. But because they're obviously rare, a lot of people collect them. In fact, I understand there's a pretty big black market for them.
Black market? You mean people pay money for dinosaur bones?
People pay big money for them.
Thank you for answering my questions.
One more thing. All of my geophones were hardwired to transmit at 990 kilohertz. So if you find any kind of receiver tuned to that frequency, check it out, because it could very well belong to the thief. Bye!
Pinevale Hospital, Nurse Blake speaking.
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. I'm trying to locate a man named Julius McQuade. I think he may have been treated there on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yes, Julius McQuade. I remember him well. Was he a relative, dear?
Was? You mean he passed away?
Yes, dear. Viral pneumonia. As I recall, we admitted him and he was gone less than 24 hours later.
Well, I wasn't a relative and I didn't really know him. We had kind of a mutual friend.
From his appearance, it looked as if he'd spent the last several years holed up somewhere in the wilderness. That's why I remember him. I felt sorry for him, living all alone like that.
Actually, he wasn't alone. He was with our mutual friend.
Well, that's good to hear.
You weren't able to locate any next of kin?
No, I'm afraid we weren't. When he came in, all he had were the clothes on his back, no wallet, nothing. We turned his clothes over to the authorities along with his remains, but last I heard, they weren't able to locate any relatives either. I'm sure by now he's been cremated.
Well, thank you for the information.
Sorry the news couldn't have been better. Goodbye, dear.
Time to cook up some steak. Got 'em all. Nice job. Time to get this meal over with. Very nice.
Something tells me this radio belongs to Yanni. And if so, why is he hiding it?
Time for French toast. Good. You found everything. Okay, let's get this meal cooked.
I think I'll keep one of these washcloths. Call 1555 Mystico and prepare to be amazed. use Isis and her incredible sense of smell to figure out who owns the notebook I found outside. All I have to do is get something from each of the people at the lodge, something that each of them has touched, then let Isis figure out which of their scents matches the scent on the notebook. That looks like a Geiger counter. What a weird thing to be chewing on. This measures radioactivity. I wonder if Isis found it outside somewhere or in here. The notebook's not Ollie's. Looks like it's not Yanni's. The scents match, which means those notes belong to Lou Talbot. I feel warmer already. Now what? Lou Talbot, charged with trespassing, vandalism, and theft, found digging on private property, creating a piece of architecture inspired by maverick artist Poppy Dada, of keeping the dinosaur bones dug up in the process. Dinosaur bones?
What's up?
I'll catch you later.
Rock and roll.
Hello again.
I'd better get going.
Drop by anytime.
How can I help you?
Why do you have a radio hidden away in your room?
How do you know about that?
All I know is when I got done cleaning the moose head, that compartment was open. And when I looked in it, there was the radio. Now you answer my question.
I use that radio to communicate with my coaches. It's a special radio. It scrambles the signal so that my competitors cannot listen in.
How did you know there was a secret compartment in your room?
The first night I was here, I searched for bugs, something which, due to the cunning of my competitors, I have become very good at. I discovered that by pushing on the moose eye, a compartment opened up. What I don't know is, did you really open that compartment by mistake, or were you up to something else? How do I know you are not working for them?
If I was working for the competition, why would I have told you about finding your radio?
Who else have you told about the radio?
No one.
I believe you, Nancy. So if I find out you're lying, both of us will be very sorry.
Do you have any proof that your competitors are out there spying on you?
When one has enemies, it's prudent to assume that they are always close by. They are here, Nancy. Make no mistake.
That's all for now.
Kavichinaya.
What you need?
I'll let you get back to work.
Good.
Hello?
Hi, Chantal. I finished that survey and faxed it to Tino.
I know. I was a little disappointed to hear that it had failed to pinpoint the culprit, but Tino said he's still analyzing the data, whatever that means. Anyway, what else is going on?
Do you have any idea what would make Bill Kessler think that your father cheated Tilly Wentworth when he bought Icicle Creek Lodge from her?
What does Bill Kessler know about it?
Apparently she was his grandmother.
Okay, here's what happened. Apparently, Tilly Wentworth got addicted to the shop-at-home channel and couldn't stop buying things. And pretty soon she was in debt up to her eyeballs. So finally, totally desperate, she went to my father and offered to sell the lodge to him for just enough money to pay off her creditors. But there was one stipulation, that my father never tell her family the real reason she was selling.
Why not?
She was embarrassed. She didn't want her children and grandchildren to discover that she'd squandered their inheritance. So my father bought the lodge from her, and as it turns out, she passed away soon afterwards. My father kept his word and never said anything to her family, even when they started saying that he'd somehow forced her to sell the lodge to him at a ridiculously low price.
Wow, Bill Kessler has no idea.
Well, unfortunately, it's gotta stay that way, so don't tell him. It's what his grandmother wanted.
Nothing else to report.
I have to get going too. Bye!